Good morning, everybody. Hope you all had a good Halloween. Ashlyn and I had the neighbors and all the relatives over. We had about 40 people in our house on Halloween. It was pretty fun. It was fun seeing all the kids come and get all the candy they could. Let's go feed Buddy. For those of you just joining us, Ashlyn and I moved to Kentucky. We bought an Amish property on 26 acres. Our property came with the big barn house, also came with a big calving barn that we actually aren't even using right now. It came with the shop, which they had been using as a sawmill. And then what you see in most of our videos, that's our small barn, which has the pens in it for the livestock or the dogs as well. And then there's a little milking stanchion, and it stores our feed for right now. Ashlyn and I were busy over the week framing the upstairs in our barn house. Today I'm going to be working on the electrical, so let's get into that. When I'm starting with the electrical, I actually like to place all my boxes first. It just helps me to visualize where I'm going to have everything. Sometimes I put a box where I think I want it, and then later I just end up changing it. So this kind of keeps me from having to redo some pretty horrible mistakes. Here I had to build out some blocking for the light switch for the bedroom. If I had just placed it right here on this stud, it would have been way too close. The trim would have been going right through it. It wouldn't have looked good. So I just built out some 2x4s. I've done this before. You can really just build out as many as you need to. It's nice and sturdy. Here I had to use 3 to get it to where I wanted it. And then we just put the outlet box pretty much the exact same as you would on a regular stud and punch it right into place. I like to place my outlet boxes about 12 inches from the floor to the bottom of the box. Seems to be a pretty good spot when you count in the trim. It doesn't end up too high, it doesn't end up too low. It's just the perfect spot. I like to place my light switch boxes about 46 inches off the floor to the bottom of the box. That seems to be a good height for me. If you're taller, you can put it higher. If you're shorter, you can put it lower, whatever works for you. So the edge of our bed is going to be right about there. You can probably see I made a mark right here. I also made a mark down on the other side, but the edge of our bed's going to be right here. And so you don't want this outlet to be way out to the side because most people are going to have a nightstand sitting here. And so if it's over here, it's going to bug you because your wires for your lamp are going to come all the way out. So if you put it right next to the bed, because most people's nightstands are butt up next to the bed, it's going to be hidden. And that's something we did downstairs, but these are just the kind of touches that you get to do on your own, and you get to place things where you want them, put your outlets where you want them, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable to use. So again, we're on the other side. Edge of the bed is about right here. So we want that outlet right behind. We want that outlet right behind the nightstand so it's nice and hidden. You can plug in your charger, you can plug in your lamp, all that good stuff, and it not be way out to the side where you'd have a wire hanging out. If you're wondering why these 2x4s are sideways, we basically just had to fur this wall out. These aren't structural at all. There's big framing behind it. You can see up there, it goes all the way up to the roof. So this is just so we have something to tack our sheetrock to, and it's nice and flush with the ground. If you're ever trying to hit an outlet box in and your hammer doesn't fit, just flip it on its side, tap it that way. It'll work just fine. So right here we've got our vanity for the upstairs bathroom, and downstairs we didn't do this, but up here we're actually going to put an outlet underneath the sink. You don't see that often, but the thing I like about it is you can put your beard trimmer and you can have it charged underneath the sink. It doesn't have to be up on a shelf or up on your counter or anything. You can put anything else you need to have charged under the sink that is kind of just an eyesore. So we're putting this up here. It's going to be very nice. I wish I would have done it downstairs, so I figured I'd just give you that tidbit. So here's another thing we're doing in our bathroom, because we can't really put shelving above the vanity. We're going to be putting it to the side of the vanity. So we're going to have a shelf right here and then a shelf right here, and on each one of those shelves we're going to have one of those outlets, because if you want to put your toothbrush and charge your toothbrush, or, you know, like I said earlier, beard trimmer, anything like that, you're going to have access to it. You know, if Ashley needs to do her hair or anything and needs to plug into it, she has it right there. So once you've got your outlets, your lights in place, your light boxes, you can either start running your home runs. So depending on how you're setting everything up, if you want a home run for each room, which means you're going to have your own breaker for each room, remember, you only want to have about 10 outlets, or, you know, 10 lights. So that could be 5 outlets, 5 lights on a 20 amp breaker. I'm using 12 2-wire, so your situation may be a little different, so make sure you adjust accordingly. I like to run all my switches to my lights. I like to hook all my outlets up together, and then the last thing I'll do is I'll run the home runs from our panel up to where I'm hooking into each bedroom, or, you know, each section of electrical. So on the section I'm working on, I like to drill all my holes so that way I can just pull the wire through. think that's as far as I'm gonna get today. I'm pretty tired, but I got both the bedrooms wired up, so we're getting there. I'm sure we'll be done before winter time, which will be nice. I just want to reiterate that I am not an expert. I am not a licensed electrician. I have experience with doing the downstairs and that passed inspection and everything. I'm gonna go ahead and link some videos in the description that have helped me out in the past when I'm doing electrical. You can find those below. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you later.